You started your own company, ads are too expensive, and you're stuck wondering how the hell you're supposed to scale. Don't worry, I got you covered. Stick with me for the next 6 minutes and I'll show you 3 ways to grow your business online without spending a dime on ads. I still use these strategies myself and it keeps landing me monthly retainer clients. But before we dive right into it, click that tiny subscribe button. Okay, first up, cold email outreach. But hold up, I'm not talking about blasting hundreds of emails with some $9.99 AI tool that spits out garbage like, "Hey Stefan, I saw you're in marketing and you like coffee and support that football club. Let's connect because I can get you 20 new clients in 10 days. Want to hear more? Just reply yes. Blah, 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 whatever." That's BS. What I'm talking about are deeply personalized emails that no AI tool can build for you. Well, at least not yet. Like, really invest your time to figure out each individual lead and find the right way to connect with him. Here's what I've never seen someone write to me. "Hey Stefan, I've just tested out your whole funnel and I see you're running ads to 3 different lead magnets. Now this is a good thing, but if you want to improve this, I suggest you add 2 more. Also, I've seen that you have an X amount of creatives, and the industry practice or the best examples is if you add an additional 5 creatives. If you want to understand how all of this works out, I've attached a small PDF to explain the exact steps I would take to increase your sales by 30% in the next 3 months. I've also recorded a Loom video that you can watch. So let me know if you find this interesting and want to chat more." You see the difference? This is personalization, not some BS about which university I graduated from. Now, obviously, you will need to invest a lot of your time to do this kind of research, so this will limit you to maybe 10, 15, 20 emails a day. But stand up straight, soldier. You're a business owner, so your job is to do this kind of thing. Either you have money to invest or your time. At least, that's my logic. And in this obvious situation, you don't have the money, so suck it up and start researching. I'm doing this even today, and as I mentioned, it still gets me 1 new 3K a month retainer client each couple of weeks. And just so am I clear about this, you don't have to be in the B2B space to test this out. It can work in B2C as well. It's just that you need to find the right angle. Short example, imagine you're selling expensive leather wallets. Who's your audience? Like, most likely they're business professionals. Why? Because they have more money in the pocket. So, you will do the exact same strategy you're doing for B2B, outreach via email. Okay, let's get to number 2, which is social media content. But I'm not talking about that old school 1 post a day and pray routine. You need to be everywhere, and I mean it. Like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, X. People say if your ideal client hang out there, you should too. Reality is, of course they are hanging out there. But here's the key. You need to figure out the real pain points your ideal clients are facing and talk about them. Don't just shout into the void. Find your people. Connect with them directly. Post, comment, engage, share. Then do it all over again and again. Same deal as before. You've got to invest either your time or your money. So you don't have the ad budget, you need to hustle. Show up every day, put in the reps, and stay consistent. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not trying to be a life coach or anything, but that's how it is. It's a numbers game. The more people you reach out to, the more you show up. The more you engage, the bigger the compound effect is. So people start noticing you. Before you know it, you build a solid foundation and a real client base. And just to keep it real with you, I haven't personally gone all in on this strategy myself, but I've seen so many businesses crush it this way. When they do, it makes everything easier for us too, because when it's time to run ads, we're not starting from scratch. They already have a momentum, they already have an audience, and it's much easier for us to get better results. Okay, now before we move on to the 3rd strategy, let's talk about something super important that most business owners overlook. It's called effective hourly rate. Most of the popular creators explain this in a perfect way. It's not about working more hours, it's about the value you create per hour. So most of you think, if I work more, I'll make more. But that's not always true. The real question is, how much value are you creating with each hour of your time? So let's try to break it down. If you spend 10 hours a week sending generic cold emails that never get a reply, your effective hourly rate is basically zero. But if you spend 2 hours crafting highly personalized emails that actually land you a client worth $2,000, your effective hourly rate just skyrocketed. Same thing goes for social media. You could waste hours scrolling, liking, and posting random stuff, or you could invest focus time creating content that actually attracts and engages your ideal clients. Every strategy, cold outreach, social media, whatever, should be measured by return on time invested. So ask yourself, is this pushing me forward or am I just staying busy? Alright, with that in mind, let's jump into the third way to grow your business online when you don't have money for ads. So number 3 is free stuff and low value offers. Here's a quick question for you. What's easier, getting someone to grab a free ebook or selling them a $100 product right out of the gate? Well, exactly, the freebie wins every time. And yeah, I get it, free stuff doesn't put cash in your pocket immediately, but remember what I said earlier, it's all about the time versus money. So you don't have the budget, you need to invest time. Of course, you're investing that time to build authority and trust. Look at it this way. When you give something away for free, you get something valuable back, and that's called data. You get email addresses, you get company info, you get phone numbers, you get real leads you can follow up with. But here's where most people screw up. They think the freebie is the strategy. That's wrong. The freebie is just the beginning. Hit them up with a killer email sequence, or better yet, call them. Now you're not cold calling or cold emailing anymore. These leads, these people are warmed up. You can start with like, hey, Stefan here, I'm reaching out because you downloaded our guide or whatever, Suddenly, you're not a stranger. You're a trusted resource, especially if your freebie actually solved the problem. I use this strategy all the time, both organically and with paid ads, and honestly, it's the best source for generating leads and closing new clients, hands down. Same with low value offers like $9 checklists or $15 tutorials. Something so affordable it's almost impossible to say no. Just remember, the higher the price, the lower your conversion rate is. So keep it simple, keep it valuable, and watch your pipeline fill up. So there you have it. 3 real ways to grow your business online even when paid ads are out of reach. Cold email outreach, or as we said, not so cold, done right gets you in front of the right people with real value, not spam. Social media content, when you go all in and actually engage, builds your presence and creates opportunities. One post, one comment, one share, one DM at a time. And free stuff and low value offers build trust, authority, and give you a pipeline of warm leads ready for the next step. Look, I'm not saying any of this is easy. You're not gonna make money overnight. It takes time, consistency, and a willingness to actually put in the work. But if you're serious about growing, especially when you're tight on budget, this is how you do it. And once you scale enough, then you can start thinking about, okay, I'm gonna invest in ads, I'm gonna do SEO, I'm gonna do more advanced strategies. For the start, focus on the things that move the needle. Track your effective hourly rate and keep testing until you find what works for you. This is the stuff that actually gets results, even when the ad platforms are stacked against you. If this helped, drop a comment and let me know which strategy you're trying first. I'm Stefan, and I will see you in the next one.